Hello and welcome to jasonnewland.com. My name is Jason Newland. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. Hello, how are you? It's quite warm in here today. I've had to close the window just to block out the sound from the garden, because even though it's raining, there's still sound in the garden. People are still out there, so I've got one neighbour just continuously, well, not continuously, but every now and then, I don't know why they're yelling it out. So this is Let Me Bore Your Pain Away, and just to let you know, I do have a YouTube channel at Jason Newland, a Facebook group called Jason Newland's Boring Group. So let's have a look. Yeah, Jason Newland's Boring Group. I'm just having a look at this. I got a message from Hillary. A message, well, it's a post. A massive thank you for the Trivia Tuesday menopause. Had to listen 5 times and still not sure I got to hear it. Yeah, I kept falling asleep. Also, the frozen shoulder episode was great, but again was asleep 10 minutes in. You rock at what you do. Thank you. My eyesight's getting bad. I really thought that was a different word then. Right, I need to get my eyes done. Not done, tested. I'm never going to get my eyes done. I don't know. I remember when Nan got her eyes lasered. And she must have been in her 80s then, and she said she couldn't believe how old she looked. You know, after her eyes healed up, she couldn't believe how old she looked. And I said, you should have asked me. I'd have told you. We laughed. So see, I've just opened a window. So if there's a bit of sound outside, it doesn't matter. This isn't a sleep recording anyway. Although when I do the deeps, the Let Me Bore You to Sleep recordings, I do also have background sounds. I just kind of figure, I mean, it took me quite a while to kind of get my head around this, but I figured that it's not necessarily very useful to get in that frame of mind where you need complete silence, because that's how I used to be. And I got to the point where I had to wear earplugs. Just the slightest sound used to bug me. And then I burst my eardrum with the earplugs. I just basically pushed them in too far, pulled them out, or pulled one of them out, and my eardrum was bust. Had to go to the doctors, and I can never think of the word. That dizzy thing. So yeah, I had that for a while because of the balance issue with my ear. So after that, I had to stop wearing earplugs. So I kind of had no choice but to just get used to the sounds around me. And the weird thing about it, I'll tell you, even the place I used to live in, the YMCA 2001 to 2004. In the beginning of 2004, it was like a studio apartment. And I was always wearing earplugs, through a lot of that time. And it's kind of weird because I took a lady home with me, someone that I'd met, and she wanted to come home with me. So I did. Because, well, I did, and I had a very confused expression on my face because, why do you want to come home with me? But we'd obviously had a good night and stuff, whatever. So she came home to my flat, or my studio apartment, and I had to get her to just stand outside while I tried to clear away all the stuff on the floor. Because I didn't know this was going to happen. I just really didn't expect it. I thought it would be well, I'm not saying I thought it might be in the alleyway or in a shop, in a shop doorway. Nothing weird like that, but just I genuinely didn't think that far ahead. And then we spent a little bit of time together intimately, as adults sometimes do, apparently. And so it's time to go to sleep. She had to get up early in the morning because she was a nurse. I didn't have to get up so early, but I did have an appointment to go to about 11 o'clock. So I'm laying there and I'm thinking, and this is long before I burst my eardrums. This is a few years before that. And I realised I had to find a way to put my earplugs in so that she didn't see it, because I'd suddenly become a little bit embarrassed about wearing earplugs at night. And whenever I got them in, there'd be a tap on my shoulder, and like, he said, are you asleep? Can you not hear me? Oh. So I had to kind of leave one out. In the end, I just gave up and I just chucked them on the floor with all the other rubbish. And pots and pans and dishes. And that's the first time I realised that it was noisy downstairs at night. Because I'd never slept in that particular place, the studio apartment flat thing. Never slept there without earplugs. And it's like, oh no, so I had to move out of there. Because it's sort of just, I think it was new neighbours maybe, I don't know. But over time I realised that it doesn't matter. I'm not saying that, I can sleep through a drilling or, like a marching band in the garden or marching through my bedroom. That might be a little bit disruptive. Or if the tree outside started singing to me. Well, that'd be just disruptive on different levels, I guess. But there's something quite nice about just lying in bed and listening to the sounds. Being aware of now. And I know that this isn't an insomnia recording or a sleep recording. But it is, relaxation is part of this. And I find that my voice makes weird noises sometimes. I'm actually probably ready for some food, but it's weird. I don't actually feel particularly hungry, but my tummy is kind of, maybe I've just got a greedy tummy. Because I don't actually feel like I need to eat right now. But my stomach's kind of doing a little bit of a gurgle, like, feed me. Which is a bit strange. So, what this recording is I just waffle on. Sometimes I will talk about different pain relief techniques. This is for people with chronic pain, and only listen when you have permission from your doctor. Because, you need to know the cause of that physical discomfort before you do anything to relinquish it, to reduce it, to send it away, to feel better. Sometimes I will just talk about random stuff, that has got nothing to do with physical discomfort, or ways to reduce that and increase comfort and relaxation. And sometimes I will be very focused on maybe a particular type of chronic pain relief, a technique that I'm interested in, or something that perhaps I've just discovered or rediscovered. You know, a kind of a technique that I've used many, many years ago and haven't really revisited it before. And it's also quite nice to mix and match as well. But you know, sometimes just having the intention in your mind to have more relief in that part of your body, as well as the rest of your body as well. But there's something about, you know, when the rest of your body relaxes. So let's say your shoulders feel looser. That can have a roll-on effect to your arms. You know, the upper arms, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists. And it's not just because they're all connected, because that does have an effect, but ultimately every part of your body is connected. Your hands and your fingers are connected to your toes. That's a song, isn't it? And every part is connected to every other part. So when, for example, let's say you was to focus on your right hand. And that's all you're doing. You're just focusing on your right hand. So I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to put my right hand on my knee. I'll move it to my right knee. That's more comfortable. And it's palm down. And all I'm going to do is just focus on my hand. By the way, Vinny's chewing on a bone in the background, just in case you're wondering what all that clicking sound is. I put him some dinner out. Well, breakfast, because it's 10:51 in the morning. But he keeps going up to it and he's like, oh, no thanks. And it's the really good stuff. I mean, I wouldn't eat it, but, you know, I say good stuff as in it's, I don't know, it was just more expensive. I like to not give him the same thing every day. Yeah. So, now although I'm focused on my right hand, when I first started focusing on my right hand, I was also noticing my right knee, which I am again now a little bit because I'm mentioning it, which just shows the power of our minds and the power of words. You know, if I mention your left shoulder, that's what you think about. It's almost like it's a natural thing. You know, focus on your back of your neck. Or even if I say don't focus on your left knee, your left leg. Even if I say don't focus on it, you're going to focus on it because it's been mentioned. Which just shows you how powerful words are. How much influence just a simple sentence like that can have on your physical feelings. I find that quite fascinating, really. I always have done. And it's nothing new to me. I'm not come up with something creatively genius by saying this. It's just the way things are. It doesn't mean I'm not a creative genius, but you know, one day I might find someone that believes that. You never know. It's possible. So you got your right hand. Now, you can use the other hand if you want. It doesn't matter. It's not that important to focus on one particular hand. In fact, if you don't want to focus on your hand, you can focus on your foot. It's just really about focusing on one part of your body. That's really the main thing. But I'm going to focus on my right hand. And the more I focus on it, even though I'm not giving it all my attention, because clearly I'm talking to you, I can also hear the birds in the trees, outside. No trees inside. That I can hear Vinny doing his thing. I can hear what sounds like the distant traffic, or maybe a train, or even a plane. It's so distant. Can't really make it out. Because with motorways, there's that gentle hum, like continuous. There's a really, really busy motorway. It's not close, it's not far away, but it's it's a fair enough distance, so I don't hear the traffic much, other than maybe on a really clear, quiet night sometimes. It's a very quiet day today. It's been raining outside, which means there's less people about. There's almost a sense of peacefulness, which I quite like. Cleanliness, like we haven't had any rain really for quite a while. We had a little bit yesterday, to be fair, but just a little bit. But this seems to have just washed away stuff, made the air seem a little bit cleaner, a little bit fresher. There's the smell of the grass, when the rain's on the grass and on the trees. It's a different kind of smell, isn't there? The air feels a bit more fresh. So I'm still noticing that stuff. And if I'm honest, while I was focused on that, I probably gave more attention to that than I did my hand. But my hand's really relaxed. And as I focus on it, I'm noticing that the fingers, or my fingers rather, on my right hand they're kind of relaxing on their own separately. Almost moving a little bit. Not in a kind of a dancey way, but just, I don't know how to explain it really. Maybe stretching a bit, relaxing, letting go. Now the thing is, when you focus on just one part of your body, it has an effect on the rest of your body, has an effect on your mind. Because when you consider that maybe your mind and whatever's going on inside your mind and whatever speed the thoughts are, when you relax your hand or any particular part of your body, it can slow down the thoughts in your mind. Maybe it's just because you're not giving attention to your mind. You're giving your attention to your hand, relaxing. Loose, peaceful. The rest of my body is feeling relaxed, but the most relaxed part is my right hand now. But I've noticed that my lower back, where I have arthritis, there's zero feeling there. There was. Now there's nothing going on. It just feels exactly the same as the rest of my body. I got no idea why that is. Because ironically, sitting in this chair can be quite uncomfortable for me on my lower back. And right now, nothing. There's nothing. This is one of the most ridiculous things as well that I've noticed with myself, and also with people that I've seen in the past, helping them to relieve, their physical discomfort, is once it does actually reduce, it reduces, sometimes just disappearing. The natural thing is to start looking for it. Now, I'm as guilty as anyone else for doing this. Like, where is it? Where's it gone? And it's kind of a weird thing, isn't it? Because if you don't flush the toilet when you've done a poo and think, I want to find out where that went to. Start looking through the drains, going through the drainage system, through the sewers. I want to find my poo. No, you wouldn't do that. So that's a weird visual, isn't it? With your little hat with a light on it, sifting through the sewers. How would you know? How would you know it's your one? I mean, they don't have our names on them, do they? I suppose unless you put a little flag in it. But then, even if you did put a flag in it, it would it still might fall off, I'm trying to move back to the hand now. Okay. But it's strange, just the feeling of relaxation. I mean, when you think about it, all our lives using the different parts of our body, our hands, our feet, our mouths, our eyes, our jaw. Every part of the body really is being used from day one. And can you imagine if you was working all the time for, in my case, quite a few years. I don't even want to say my age anymore. I'm getting to that point where, no, guess, how old do you think I am? And I hope that they say something younger. If they say something older, that's when I just walk away. That's what I do. If someone says, if I say, how old are you then? I figure they're about my age, and they say, guess. I always go like 20 years older, say 83. Sometimes they laugh, sometimes they don't. I actually messed up. I got to be careful. My mouth has got me in trouble a few times. There was this what was it? Oh yeah, I had this dinner party thing. We're all around the table eating, and I think the host was just going to get the food, so we're all sitting around. I think we had bread rolls, and there was a lady that I knew, like I knew everyone on the table really. She said, "Oh, I've got a special. There's a secret I'm going to announce later to my boyfriend." Now, her boyfriend was in the kitchen bringing the food in, and I just blurred out, "You're pregnant?" And she said, "Yeah." And I kind of ruined it. I didn't ruin the pregnancy. I'm sure she went on to have a happy birth and baby and stuff. And bearing in mind, that was, wow, the baby probably be about 13, 14 years old now. That's crazy. The baby's probably now leaving school to get their first job or to go to university, that or college. That's just wild. It's so, yeah, the hand, I'm looking at it. So I did have my eyes closed a little bit while I'm talking to you, but I've opened my eyes just to look at my hand, and I don't know what I was expecting to see. I mean, it's a hand. It looks the same as it ever does, but it does look relaxed. I think sometimes also, when it comes to discomfort, physical parts of the body, I'm using that word instead of the PAIN. And it's weird how sometimes a part of the body can almost feel like it's outside of the body. And I think that's the problem when it comes to the discomfort. It feels like it's too inside the body. And maybe it can do with being a bit dislodged, having a little bit of distance from it, maybe moving it outside and observing it like you would something that was detached, separated. And you may be thinking, we know what the word detached it means. Why did you have to say separated? Don't need both those words. It's fine. Sometimes I use two words that mean the same thing, or similar words. Why did you have to do it twice? Exactly. That's just what I do sometimes, or often, maybe, occasionally. So the right hand, I'm looking at it, and there's that. I've now managed to connect it with my lower back. Just in my mind, I've managed to connect the two, my right hand and my lower back, because that's where my personal thing is. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase the sensation in my lower back. Okay, so it's more, I can feel it a bit more. So what I'm going to do, you can do this as well if you want. This is something where you focus on a part of your body that you'd like to reduce the physical sensation in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a fist with my hand. And then I'm just going to hold it for a couple of seconds. I'm going to count from 5 down to 1, and then I'm going to let it just drop. So I'm going to hold it above my knee, put it into a fist, and then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just drop it back on my knee, open palmed. So by putting it into a fist, I'm focusing on that part of my body that I want to relax. Counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Open my palm, let it drop to my knee, and just notice how that feels in that part of your body that you are connected to. So I'm going to do it now. Maybe you want to do it with me if you want. It's up to you. So I'm going to do a fist, focus on my lower back. 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. This time I'm going to do it a little bit higher up because my fingers got caught on my knee. So I'm going to do it a bit higher up so I can open like that. So it kind of... Right, so I'm going to lift it up, make my hand into a fist, focus on my lower back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Oh, that's better. I'll do it again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. I tell you what's weird is when the part of your body that used to be problematic before you started listening to me starts to feel nice. Now that's a strange experience. I had that with my lower back a few years back. I remember I was just walking. I just said the word walking. I shouldn't say that when Vinny's around. I was in the field, and my back actually felt pleasurable. Like really pleasurable. It was weird. I noticed one thing that seems to happen is the sensation of mild itchiness often replaces the feeling that was there before, but not the kind of itchiness that you need to scratch, just real gentle itchiness. I suppose similar to the feeling of healing. Do you know when you've got a cut and you cut, it starts to heal, and then there's a slight bit of itchiness there underneath the skin, but you don't need to scratch it. It's so very mild, so very mild. Yeah. I don't know why that happens either, really. It's one of those things I've never really understood. But I know one thing's for sure. It's a heck of a nicer feeling than the previous feeling I was having. It sometimes feels like... I mean, this isn't even me imagining it. It's like every part of your body can be replaced in your mind. You know, a bit like we're just made of Lego. Like our whole body's made of Lego. And you can just take out a bit. But it's the bits on the outside are just sliding Legos. So it's a new type of Lego. And you can just slide out that part of your body and replace it. Vinny's eating his dinner, by the way, in case you're wondering what that slopping sound is. It's him. Okay. My right hand is still relaxed. Here's something else you can do. When you focus on your hand, and completely focus on your hand, as well as him slurping away at his dinner. It's really weird because he was playing with it, and he's like he didn't want it. But it's like his bone thing seems to have cleansed his palate, so that he became more interested in eating his dinner. Oh, he's a good boy. Hasn't had all of it though. There's still a bit on a plate that he's kind of left. because that food's got like vegetables in it, and it's really a lot better than the stuff. Well, I think it's better than the other stuff he gets, but I think he prefers the other stuff. Even though, I think there's carrots, there's peas, and all kinds of stuff in there, which is good for animals, I think. I don't think humans need vegetables, but animals do. I'm sticking to that. Vegetables. I don't eat anything I can't spell. So when you focus, you can imagine being able to take parts out of your body and just replace them with a new part. Or even you could just take that part out of your body, just the small section of your body, just take that off, and you could replace it with a colder version or a warmer version, whatever you think would suit you. So you could put a warmer version in and notice how that feels when that part of your body now feels warmer. And you can imagine Vinny flapping his ears sends that cool breeze, relaxing you even more. I think that's what they call integration. Integrating your background sounds. So I'm just testing it myself. That warmness does seem to help. I wonder if you do it with some cold, something that feels like maybe not icy cold, maybe icy cold if you want it to be, but just cool. And imagine putting that part of the body on into that part, but it's cool this time. How does that change how it feels? While Vinny drinks some water. You've got some proper sound effects on this recording. So imagine that body being cool, being replaced by a cool part. Okay, that's all right. I think I prefer the warmth though, to be honest. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the warmth, so take that out, put the warmth back in. Warmth. Yeah, that's nicer. Just a bit of warmth being radiated. I wonder why they call them radiators, because warmth radiates from them. Heat radiates, doesn't it? Oh, never thought about that before. So yeah, focusing on my lower back, it's definitely the warmth is doing it. If anything, it's actually feels quite nice. Yeah, I think that warmth is more useful to me. And the sound of Vinny in the background really it's it's now I'm just focused on it. It's nice. It feels nice. It feels actually, I mean, the rest of my body, notice if the rest of your body's feeling more relaxed after relaxing your hand and listening to my boring voice for the last 45, 50 minutes, whatever it's been. Ah. And there's not a lot going on inside my brain, like in my mind. I mean, people that know me might argue that maybe that's always the case, but, you know, right now it feels like everything's going fairly slow. My right hand's still relaxed, but then so's my left hand. So are my feet, my legs, arms, shoulders, chest, stomach and back. Yeah, okay, that's nice. Wasn't really aiming for any particular type of relaxation, but maybe my body just got bored listening to my voice. After all, that is what this is. I think all the birds have got together with Vinny. Like, how can we disturb his recording? He's done everything he can, and now the birds. I mean, how many pigeons can they literally fit on one branch? So this is just something you can. It's a case of like, how do you feel now? How do you feel different from how you did before? And the background sounds will always be around. This isn't one of those recordings. I'm just aware. I'm a bit aware, more aware of it today than recently, because the birds seem to be a lot more active. And Vinny seems to be, well, sometimes he just falls asleep, but he's definitely got a lot of energy in him right now. Bless him. So it's a case of, how do you feel different to how you felt before you started listening to this recording? And I have a little word with Herbert. That's the pigeon. Like, he hasn't done it lately, but he used to come onto the windowsill and like wave to me. Doesn't do that so much. I mean, he used to do it more before I got Vinny. I don't know if maybe he's just a bit jealous when I got Vinny, because I've had Vinny for 2 years and 2 years and 4 months. So maybe Herbert is a little bit, he wanted me all for himself. But I say to all the birds that, there's plenty of me to go around. Plenty of love. God, there's some loud people out there. Bless them all. So, and I realise that I'm quite conscious that these sessions are probably very, very different from what is normal. I say normal, but what is... But I don't think there's anyone else possibly in the world doing this, what I do. Like, relief of pain by boring you. Like the let me bore your pain away. I don't think there's no one else doing anything like this. And there's probably a good reason for it. It's probably a very good reason. It's like, yeah, because it's a ridiculous idea. But some people seem to like it, so we're just going. I'm going to continue. I mean, this is the 23rd recording, 23rd version of this. And you just need to let me know, because if it's useful, even if it relaxes you, because the relaxation in itself reduces the physical discomfort. It just naturally does that. because stress increases it, so reducing the stress decreases it. So hopefully by listening to me boring you, you will feel more relaxed in your body, your mind slows down, and you have more comfort. And maybe some of the few little techniques and ideas that I have may also be useful as well. So thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you do deserve to be happy, and be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. Lots of love. Bye.